Now in this tutorial, we're going to deal with the styles and colors footer. So let's go to General Settings, Styles and Colors, and as this loads, in the previous video we looked at the header, which is here of course. Now we have the footer, and the footer is basically the same thing as the header. So we'll try to make this one a little bit quicker. One thing I want to do, just like in the header video, is I want to come up to General Settings Footer, and I want to add some tab bars and some button bars so we can see how that works. Let's add a button bar, and again, it doesn't matter what we're adding here. You see it adds a button down there. Let's add another one. So we have two buttons. Let's add a tab bar. Add, and you can see the tab bar goes all the way across, side to side. We'll add another. Oh, we added two of the same ones, but nevertheless, you see what's going on. So it's the same thing as a header. And one thing I wanted to show you is whenever you see these up and down arrows, that means you can move things around. So as we know, the title bar is down here. So what if we want to move the title bar up and maybe have the tab bar down there? So we just drag and drop, and you see what happens. Tab bar moves below the header bar, and that's what's going on here. The tab bar is below the title bar. I said header bar, I meant title bar. So let's move the title bar back down. Say we wanted the button bar, below the title bar. Let's just drag that, and now the button bar is below everything. That was something I didn't talk about in the header video, but so now we have that. Now we can go style things. So let's click Save, and let's go back to Styles and Colors, and let's click Reload. We always need to save and reload so we can see the latest code. So you see what's going on here with our footer. And of course, what we talked about before in the header video is that we can actually go and say, use header colors if we want the header and the footer to look the same, which most of the times you probably would. You can just say use header colors, click yes copy, and you see what happens. The footer is now the same color as the header. I'm not going to save that though, so let me reload preview. As long as we don't click save, it won't save. Oh, look at that. Let me reload the whole browser so we can start fresh. General settings, styles and colors. And it's back to the way it was. So let's go to footer. Again, background, and it's just like the header. We can change it to whatever we want, and you can see it change. Transparency, make it lighter, darker, whatever you want to do there. With the button bar, of course, this is the button bar. Again, we have the option to radius or not radius. Configure the font, text size, which will make the buttons bigger or smaller as the text gets bigger or smaller. Text style, normal or italics. Text weight, bold or normal. Text icon and color. Of course, that's the text. That's the icon. It's white now. Let's change it to that color so you see both of those changed. Border color. Again, there's a border around the buttons, and we'll change that. And you can see that the border turned like a black. Now the background color is the background. So again, we can use the color wheel, or we can click up there and change either RGB or the hue color or the hex color. We'll just leave that the way it is, background. And the selected background, just like in the header, the selected background is what, in fact, we'll select it. We'll click that link right there, and you see it turns blue. These are all the selected backgrounds. If we want to change that color, instead of blue, let's change it to, I don't know, let's go to this green. And now your selected background is green. We'll go back home. Let's click save. And now when it's selected, like if you click that, it'll be green now. So that's the button bar. And let's move to the tab bar, which of course, let's go back home real quick. The tab bar, of course, goes all the way across. Again, we can configure the font, change the font to whatever we want. Text size again, which will make the actual bar bigger or smaller as the text gets bigger or smaller. Text style, italics and normal. Text weight, again, normal or bold. Text icon color, that's the icon, that's the text. We'll change it to red. Border color, again, there's a border that goes around the buttons. We'll change that to red, just so we can see it. And the background color, of course, that's in the background. I don't know. We'll make that purple, huh? Wow, that's very interesting colors there. And then, of course, we need to change the selected background. And just like I said in the header video, what I would normally do is I would maybe go back to my button bar and then get the selected background here, so all of the selected backgrounds are the same color. You can double click that and copy, or Control C copies. Go to the tab bar, selected background, click this right here, and then change that color, and then the selected background will be green, just like all the other backgrounds. And then, of course, here's the title bar. And again, we can configure the font. I think there are 1,200 different fonts you can choose from. Text title size, that's enormous. Or you make it small. Text weight, normal or bold. Text style, normal or italics. Text color, right now it's white. Let's change it to, I don't know, red, be fine. Button background, as you can see, it's the button backgrounds are those color right there. We'll change it to that color. Border color, of course, as you can see, there's a border around there. We can change that to that color if we don't want to even show a border. Button text icon color, of course, that's the button text and that's the icon. So let's change that to red. And click OK. Again, we have the button styles and weights, normal or italics, bold or normal. Button text size, of course, when we change the button text size, it changes the button size to fit the text. And then, of course, we can configure the font for these buttons. Basically the same exact thing for the header, for the footer. The only thing that the header has that the footer does not is the ability to put an image down here. The header, you can put an image up here. When you go to General Settings Header, General Settings Footer does not have an option for a graphic. But that's the tutorial for styles and colors footer.